Hello, baby. Hello, Nancy. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Finally, we're back. It is the Brink of Sanity and Random Ass Radio Show combination.
Hey, everybody.
This is John from Random Ass Radio. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
We did it. We started the show.
We did, and we were only running, that's not bad, 42 minutes behind? Not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. There's a storm out here, and apparently it crossed some wires, and I had to restart everything known to man, and we're finally back.
And it's worth it. It's well worth the fact that we are, because it's a magical night tonight, isn't it, Jason?
It sure is. Well, now that we're back, the kitten that I just got is going to jump on the keyboard and fuck up all my settings and set us back another half hour.
You know, before anybody out there decides that they want to bitch that they had to wait 42 minutes for this, a 42-minute wait isn't always bad. If you were about to be executed, I'd take that extra 42-minute wait. If you were in line to get the best blowjob of your life, I'd accept a 42-minute wait.
Also, if you were drinking while you were waiting the 42 minutes, then the show's going to be a lot funnier.
It is. I know. I've been drinking.
Yeah, I was drinking too, and I'm surprisingly not as furious as I should be, because I should be throwing shit around right now, and I'm surprisingly calm.
That's always the best thing.
Yeah.
And that's always about calm, clear heads, level heads, prevail, pursue. How's the thing go?
So, how is your? Am I allowed to say how was your Christmas, or are you going to get offended?
Oh, don't even get me started with that. No, my Christmas was great. This year, actually, we did not receive any presents, my wife and I. A couple of gag gifts and stuff like that from the other families. And some handprints my daughter made at school that are beautiful, but we didn't even get anything for each other. It was all for the kids. So I really feel very full of self-righteousness. So it's a good thing.
There you go. I mean, that's not bad. I didn't get my girlfriend's present yet either, so I'm in the same boat. It's kind of, I don't know, that kind of shit's overrated.
I think so. The older I get, the more I do hate Christmas.
It's really just a lot of spending money I don't have and a lot of stress that I don't need. And at work, it was out of control though, because you had to be careful who you said to who. And this lady tried to put up a Christmas tree, and they had to call HR to see if it was okay to do that, and apparently it wasn't. And then I tried telling them it was a holiday tree and not a Christmas tree, and that didn't fly, and so that had to get taken down.
Try Winter Festival. That's pretty non-denominational.
Yeah. Well, apparently, if it's any sort of tree now, all trees are religious now, so you can't have a tree up. So then we tried to have a secret Santa. Can't have a secret Santa. We had to have a secret snowman, which I did not want to participate in because that just sounds stupid.
That actually, secret snowman is kind of creepy. Even just a little, kind of makes me a little uneasy.
Yeah. It's I really, if you're that offended over somebody saying secret Santa, you should probably have some introspection and look at your life, because that's really not that offensive. And if that's going to get you that upset, I think you might need some medication.
You might want to visit a procto/entomologist and have the bug removed from your ass.
I think so, yeah. Or bugs. There's apparently something serious going on, and you need help.
Yeah, it's Christmas. You know what I hate more than fucking Christmas? I hate people who fucking hate Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I was that hip and cool that, Christmas sucks. No, it doesn't, you fuckers. Christmas doesn't suck.
Or when they're like, you're like, Merry Christmas. Like, I'm Jewish. I'm like, so your Christmas has to suck? I mean, it's still Christmas. It could be merry, you dick.
I would like to do a Jewish Christmas one year and go out for Chinese, but we don't have any good Chinese. I'm in the Midwest. There's no good fucking Chinese around here.
All the Chinese seems to be sucking lately. I don't know if they all have the same distributor or whatever, but all the places around here suck too. I've been going Thai and Japanese because everything Chinese is just like grease and salt.
Yeah, exactly. There's no finesse to the Chinese anymore.
Yeah.
I like the sushi. You do the sushi at all?
You know, about a year ago, I got really into sushi. Hated it first 30 years of my life. Really into it now. I eat it like once a week.
Yeah, the wasabi is the whole thing for me with the sushi.
Got to have the wasabi, definitely.
Yeah, it's or any type of horseradish makes anything fantastic in my book. I've never been afraid of raw foods though. My mom, I used to constantly hear about how I was going to get worms because I would even take a raw piece of bacon and pick the meat part off the bacon and eat that. Not the fat, because that's fucking disgusting. But yeah, the meat part, not bad.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You know what happened with my internet settings?
What?
I think my fucking cat turned on Bluetooth, and whatever network I was connected to must have disconnected. I am connected on Bluetooth right now.
Are you sure that that's actually a cat and not some sort of strange demon spawn that's already wreaked this much havoc in your life in the short time you've had it?
That may be as well. I just watched Paranormal Activity, and kind of freaked me out. I don't know if I opened some doors with that shit.
Any good?
I think so, yeah. I had the lights on pretty late that night.
Does it still get to you if you're by yourself, if you're watching a scary movie? Does it do you kind of have to keep some lights on and everything?
The exorcism type movies get me. I can watch like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, and laugh my ass off the whole time. The exorcism movies freak me the hell out. I guess because those are based on real stories, so it's kind of a little more believable.
And of course, having that lamp on will protect you from Satan's power.
Well, yeah, because he can only work in the dark, so...
Right. Well, wasn't that what Max von Sydow in the original Exorcist, wasn't that what he was flipping at Reagan on the bed was, I think it was a Tiffany lamp, the power of Christ commands you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He should have got the clapper.
But she fucked herself with on the stairs, so it's kind of hard telling what that lamp might do or not do.
Oh, I ran into, speaking of sushi, I got sushi delivered last week. Yeah, well, this place is really quick. Like, you have to get it within like a half hour. It's really not that good. This place is really quick. The most miserable delivery guy I've ever seen in my entire life. He shows up at the door, and he just has this puss on his face. And I'm like, are you all right, man? He's like, No, actually, I'm not all right. I'm like, okay, what happened? He's like, well, I fell on the way here, and, my leg hurts now. I'm like, trying not to laugh. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm sorry, this is really inappropriate, but you know what? I just need a new job. This sucks. I'm like, trying so hard not to laugh. And so I ended up giving him a little bit of an extra tip because he just looked like he was having the worst day of his entire life. He was like... his pants were all dirty from where he fell, and he was like, he looked like he wanted to cry. It was ridiculous.
His pants were all dirty from where he rubbed dirt on there to look like a simulated fall. You can't let these delivery guys work you like that, man.
Maybe he's a part-time actor, and he was testing.
A lot of those guys make six figures a year, and they don't. It's like the homeless. The homeless are breaking the fucking money in. All right, everybody buys into it and buys the sob story. You know what I like to do? I don't leave a tip with a delivery guy. I'll try and borrow a couple bucks off of him because I know he's fucking got it.
A lot of the homeless guys are scammers too, though.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to do that.
One guy, he's got a wheelchair, and he parks outside my job, so I have to deal with this asshole every single day. And the other day, he had a coffee in one hand and a cigarette in the other hand, and he's asking me for change. I'm like, motherfucker, you're living it up better than I do.
No shit. What's a pack of cigarettes now?
Exactly. Each cigarette's like, 50 cents now? A cup of coffee is like $2.
I know a $2 cup of coffee. What the fuck is up with that, dude?
And that's not if you go to Starbucks, which is like $6, $7 for a coffee, which is just insane. I started drinking coffee about 3 weeks ago, too. I'm now eating and drinking everything I hated about 5 years ago.
Oh, you were never a coffee drinker?
No, not until about 3 weeks ago. I tried to give up soda. And it worked okay. I switched to seltzer, but then I realized I need caffeine really bad. So I was like, well, now I got to start a new vice. So then I started coffee.
The coffee is so much better for you, though. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kidney stones in excess or whatever, but soda is a horrible, horrible thing.
Plus, I was drinking diet soda, which is just all chemicals. So, I switched to something at least, made a little naturally. So I did that. And we get free coffee at work, and there's like 20 different kinds. So it's not the worst situation.
I will never drink coffee that is made in a workplace with more than like 5 or 6 people.
Well, we have single serving things that we put into a machine.
Yeah.
You still don't do that?
You mean where the little cup drops down and you get your coffee?
Well, we have a cup, we put it under, and then there's like a little Dixie cup size thing of coffee, and we put it in the machine, and I guess it punches a hole in that, and the water goes into your cup. So like each person picks their own little serving size thing of coffee. So you're not sharing your coffee with anybody, if that's what you're getting at.
Well, that's not bad. No, I'm always terrified of any type of bodily fluid that's been put into my food or coffee by other people that do such things.
Mm-hmm.
Too many videos of guys pissing in the coffee pot at the workplace. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly.
And you'd think guys that do piss in coffee pots would catch on and like look around for the fucking camera.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've got to watch that same kind of shit. If I was going to start pissing in coffee pots, I would do some research. And I'm sure in my research, I would run into these videos where, yeah, they put a little fucking camera in the coffee room to see if anybody's doing it, because evidently everybody pisses in the coffee pots. And I just don't see why we've gotten so lazy in our coffee pot pissing. And at first I thought you were talking about one of those machines that'll actually drop the cup down and shoot you some coffee, which you think would alleviate the problem. But I worked in a factory when I was younger, a print shop. And I used to get what they called a cappuccino out of it every morning. Little did I know the foam on top was actually covering up little bits and pieces of roaches.
Ooh.
Yeah, I finally found a good leg floating on top of the foam, and kind of had to swear off that. And they got rid of the machine after they pulled it open and found that it was just infested with them.
I guess you got your protein.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everybody says a roach is filthy. I was drinking roach for like a year and a half. Didn't do a thing to me.
You didn't get sick at all, right?
No, never once. I think once I got off the roach, my immune system went back down, and now I'm sick all the time.
That's always been my theory. If you're dirty a little bit, you build up the immune system.
You really do. Last weekend, I never leave the house. I hate going out in public, and I hate fighting crowds, and I hate going shopping. But last week, due to the whole snowstorm you guys got, there was supposed to be a Chicago-Baltimore game played at noon. And it wasn't played at noon because of the snow. They moved it to 3 o'clock, which means in my market I was not going to be able to see the Packers play the Steelers.
Because aren't they both in the Midwest? What does that have to do with our snowstorm?
Well, because the Bears were playing out east, they were playing Baltimore out there, and they were supposed to play at noon. But because of the snowstorm, that moved it to the 3 o'clock time slot. They moved it for travel purposes. Green Bay was also scheduled to play at 3. Well, in the market that I'm in, they're always going to show a Chicago game, no matter what.
Oh, I see.
See? So I had to go out to a tavern, which fucking killed me, and watch a football game with my wife. And I went with her, and I watched the football game, which ended up being a heartbreaker at the last second. I don't know if anybody follows football. Do you follow any football, Jason, at all?
I do a little bit. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm starting to lose interest because they're just about to get eliminated.
Well, at least you and I share a hatred of the Cowboys then.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Well, what happened, the long story short with the Packers-Steelers game, yeah, last second, as in it clicked 0, a toe-tip catch by Hines Ward in the fucking end zone to win it for Pittsburgh. Killed me. But my point is, I went out in public and
is this
did that.
a rare appearance for you in public?
Yeah, it is. It's a very rare appearance. I'm tired of being hounded by autograph seekers and Amway folks.
I know, it gets like that.
I then went to Walmart to do a little shopping with the wife for the kids for Christmas. and came home. And then the next day, since that Monday, I've been sick. I've been horribly sick. Not in any way that'll debilitate you and lay you up in a hospital, but in a way that where you're just totally sore throat and fucking horribly uncomfortable every single moment that you're awake.
Mm-hmm.
Even at this moment, it's through a sheer force of will that I'm even able to speak. But yeah, it's because I don't go out, and it's because I don't build up my immunity by touching all these dirty, filthy fucking bathroom door handles and fucking Walmart shopping carts and all this other shit. I stepped out for fucking, a grand total of 5 hours, and I got sicker than I've been in a fucking year. So
people
you're right.
are freaking filthy.
You gotta give it to yourself. What I should do is I should go out and I should lick shopping carts, once a week, and build it up.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I totally lost my desire to go to bars. Most bars are. I'm just screaming "what" and drinking $8 drinks, and it's just not worth my time usually.
Shit, bars in your neighborhood or anything, man?
Do I have what?
No little shithole bars where they don't have to crank the fucking jukebox up and shit? Or
I got a few like that, but even if I'm only paying like $4 a beer, it's still like, I could buy a jug of rum in my apartment for $20 and get blacked out drunk and play rock bands and not listen to shitty music. So it's it's still not really worth my time.
What's the big play in the bars right now? As far as if somebody's going to go crank something in the jukebox.
Tonight's going to be a good night.
Really?
Within 5 minutes of going to any bar right now.
Now, you see, here's how long it's been since I've actually frequented the bars a lot. When I was going out a lot, somebody always had to put in share If You Believe in Love.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't think I've ever heard that at a bar.
Oh, used to hear it constantly. Also, Men at Work all the time.
Land Down Under?
Yeah. No, actually, Who Can It Be Now?
Ah, okay.
Thrown at me, yeah.
It's their lesser-known one. Since we're on music, Rolling Stone released their 100 best albums of the decade. And I don't know if you remember, Rolling Stone used to be a rock magazine.
A damn good one, too.
And they used to have musical integrity. And now they are just a complete piece of shit magazine. And they have they've lost any bit of integrity they've had. I've gone off on their 100 best singers of all time and their 100 best guitarists of all time because both of those lists suck dick too. Now they come out with their 100 best albums of the decade. Gnarls Barkley is on there. Now, that one single he had was pretty cool. I don't know if you've heard the whole album. It was a ridiculously bad album. I listened to the entire thing and I was miserable.
It's like anybody who bought back in the day EMF's Schubert Dip for the song Unbelievable. Oh. Mm-hmm. And yeah, but the rest of the album, hideous.
Yeah, it's all filler.
Yeah.
And that's one of their 100 best albums of the decade. This is what really got me. There are 4, not just 1, 4 Kanye West albums.
Oh, are you kidding me? He's
really?
Whiter than we are, folks.
It's not white or black. He speaks through that voice, the auto-tune shit on every song. And his music is just bullshit. And 4 albums, really? I think that alone just pretty much makes this entire list bullshit.
And I don't think Kanye is actually a real name.
It probably isn't. None of these people go by the real names anymore.
On a related, just a little related Kanye note, and Kanye, if you're listening, I do mean this. I saw a roast of Joan Rivers on Comedy Central, and Jeffrey Ross actually told Joan. For those of you that don't know, Jeffrey Ross is an insult comic. Told Joan that Kanye's mom had a better plastic surgeon than Joan did.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Jeffrey Ross is awesome. I met him a few months ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's a good thing about living in New York. run into a whole bunch of cool people.
So it just, he come up and he's like, Jason, dude, the show. I can't believe you can't crack the top 10 more often than you do. What's up?
He's like, you haven't asked me on your podcast yet. What the fuck?
Do you send out anything like that? Do you ever? I send out emails all the time, constantly.
To what? Celebrities asking if they want to be on the show?
Everybody. You want to come do a podcast with me in my mom's basement? You never know. Bruce Campbell actually answered me.
I haven't actually sent out too many of those.
Now, throw them out. You know what? I had a boss that used to always throw out the old, you know what? If you want to get laid, go out there and walk up to every fucking girl that you see and go, hey, do you want to fuck? And you're going to get slapped in the face 1 billion times. But when you finally do get your dick wet, it's all worth it.
Yeah, I heard if you do that, it'll work 1 out of like 20 times or something like that.
Yeah, they leave out the whole getting, raped in the holding cell part too, because you usually get like arrested for shit like that.
Yeah, the 19 punches in the nose and the jail sentence is usually not worth it. But
the pissed off boyfriends
and the one that says yes is usually fat and has herpes. So they don't mention that either, but
But by that time you don't care, really. I mean,
yeah,
you've been beat up so bad you look like you got herpes around your eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear that.
And how horrible would that be? Herpes around the eyes. Ugh.
Pretty uncomfortable.
I'm going to have to say, thumbs down. Big thumbs down on the herpes around the eyes. I was looking here at the 100 album list, and I had gotten to 84.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one I'm going to have to agree with. Can I throw out an agreement? I know that.
I mean, I'm not saying all 100 are bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of bad ones.
Hell, until 84, crap. Everything crap. Coldplay shouldn't even be on this list, okay? This is a list for straight people.
How about Lil Wayne?
You mean Lil?
Sorry, Lil
Wayne.
At 32.
50 or 50?
At 32. What's the one you're agreeing with?
Oh, at number 84, which I think for best albums of the decade should be higher up. Eminem, the Eminem Show.
Sorry, I was waiting for the punchline there.
Oh no punchline. Whether you like him or you don't, this shit's funny. If you just look at it lyrically and everything, it's fucking hilarious.
All he talks about is how much he hates Christina Aguilera in like every song.
Well, that's true, but don't we all?
But I get it. Like after the first song, yeah, Christina Aguilera sucks. I get it. Now run around in a Superman outfit, you faggot.
And you also, you hate gays, but you embrace the homosexual lifestyle, and you do a lot of drugs. You cannot tell me that the Eminem song "Bitch I'ma Kill You" is not fucking hilarious.
I'm not with you. I'm not on board with this.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I don't condone this.
No other reason for that song, "Bitch I'ma Kill You," doesn't mention Christina Aguilera once. But it does tell you that you don't want to fuck with Shady, because Shady will fucking kill you. But that's fine. We agree to disagree on this one.
That's hilarious. I met him,
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was he partying with Jeff Ross?
No. Separate incidences. He was.
Okay. You actually didn't meet Eminem.
This was when his first shitty song came out, and so that was the only song I knew. And where he tells what his name is. Fucking hilarious.
His name is...
My name is what? It's Slim Shady. What is it? It's Slim Shady. I get it. Your name is Slim Shady. Yeah, he was sitting at a table outside the radio station I was working for, and I just walked up to him and I just shook my head scoldingly and walked away. Didn't really say anything to him. I had nothing to say. It was one stupid song, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be gone in like a week." And nope, apparently not. Now he's got like sold 50 million copies of that shitty album, and he's.
I know, and that's where I have to give credit where credit is due for shit like that. Because there's a reason that it's sold that many. You have to go back and kind of take a peek. You know what I mean?
Oh, I took a peek.
I hated Eminem for the longest fucking time, but I went back and I gave it. I'm like, the guy's had some staying power, and some of the shit's fucking funny. I don't see it as like a big masterful. He's no Rush Development or anything like that, but he's fucking. He can be funny. And doesn't it kill you though that multi-millionaire with that.
Well, I don't know his albums. The one where he makes fun of Christina Aguilera, the one where Christina Aguilera gets made fun of, but the Marshall Mathers EP is number 7 of the entire decade.
A lot of people love that. That's the one that's got "Bitch, I'ma Kill You" on it.
Yeah, classic.
So there you go.
All right. Well, I stand corrected then.
I would almost suspect that there was maybe some time in your past that Marshall Mathers might have spit in your butt.
Spit in my butt? Wow.
I'm sorry, that's a country colloquialism that we use. Where if you're really upset with somebody, you're like, God damn, you act like that man spit in your butt.
That's pretty graphic.
It is. Well, the country is a bit graphic, man. I didn't mean that. I meant that with the utmost respect and everything.
That's pretty damn good aim, by the way.
It is to actually. Well, you've never seen that.
No, I don't know what websites you're going to, but send me a link.
I've seen a few. Boom, they're on it. I've seen it where they'll actually like. I don't know if I can say this on the radio. But they'll actually stick their fingers in on either side of the butthole and spread it apart, and boom, Pilot the Bombardier, drop one right now.
I refuse to believe that.
No, seen it all the time.
Wow.
But again, sorry that Eminem did that to you. I agree though. I hated fucking Eminem forever. Hate him. Most times. D12. What the fuck was all that too?
How about the Dandy Warhols? Let's neglect every album they came out with this decade.
No, let's not, because I will go with you on that.
Brian
but
Jones.
There's no Eminem.
There's so many groups they neglected.
Their name's not Slim Shady.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club.
Oh man, there you go.
Well, all right. Rolling Stone's a joke. I think that's.
Rolling Stone used to be actually. I
used to look forward to their magazines.
I did, but then I also subscribed to Spin, and when I started reading Spin, and this is back in the early 90s then, mid 90s, I realized, Rolling Stone is starting to kind of fade itself out. I mean, when all the classic shit, because Rolling Stone was the shit when it was back before either you or I or even like knew what relevant shit was back then. When you had like PJ O'Rourke and fucking Hunter S. Thompson and shit writing for him, and they were talking about rock and roll that was still fairly new, and especially during the whole fucking drug decades and shit, just like way out there. But everything became MTV-ified, and that's what's happened to Rolling Stone, I think.
Oh, big time.
Number 82, I just saw. For those of you that think that we haven't rehearsed this, it's because we haven't. This is the first time I'm seeing this list. Jason has gone through, so he's being very, very kind.
I've screamed at every number on the list so far.
Number 82, I have to agree with it being on the list. Not so much the placement, but being on the list because I'm a fan. Queens of the Stone Age, the Rated R album.
You're saying that's a good thing or a bad thing?
For me, it's a good thing that they're even on the list. You don't really. I mean, there's the Queens of the Stone Age is like they're popular, but they still don't have, it seems, like a very vocal following. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's a solid album. I'll agree with that one.
Yeah, that's our outro song is In the Fade. I mean, that's, to me, is just a great song. When the first time I heard it, I'm like, this has got to be a cover of something. This is a cover of something. But it's not. And now what's the super band they're doing right now with Dave Grohl and John Paul
Jones from Led Zeppelin. Them Crooked Vultures.
Yeah, I could go either way on that right now. It's too super groupy for me.
Yeah.
You hear traffic?
Yeah, no, these super groups aren't very super.
They're not. I mean, name one super group that really was like decent.
I don't think I can.
There's not. There's not. That unless they could get like Madonna and Eminem and Ozzy Osbourne to do an album. That would be that could not fail. That's
almost like that old Saturday Night Live skit, Tonto, Tarzan, and Frankenstein.
I didn't see that either. They did the Gilly Christmas thing or whatever, the Christmas special for SNL, and they were showing all these classic clips from Christmas past, and I could not find it, and I can't find it on fucking Hulu either.
It's one of the all-time classics.
It's fucking hilarious. That shows that you don't have to be a great writer or anything. You just have to just understand basic human psych and throw something like that up. That was fucking beautiful. The only other thing I can't find either is Bobby and Marty Culp.
I don't know what that is.
The Will Ferrell Anna Gasteyer thing that they used to do, where they would they were these singers. With
yeah.
He would be playing the keyboard, and they would do a montage of or a medley. I'm sorry, not a montage, a medley of currently popular songs, which I always found hilarious. Just the fact that you can sit there and do what you're doing like that with a straight face kills me.
Yeah.
Which I'll actually bring up the whole Sweaty Balls skit that's famous on SNL around Christmas time. Only brilliant because none of them cracked up.
Yeah, yeah.
If it would have been like a little snickering fucking Tim Conway and Harvey Korman kind of thing, then it probably wouldn't have worked. But
yeah, no, it's comedy at its lowest denominator. But yeah, I do give him credit for not smiling at least. I'm getting some requests to get drunker. So what do you say we take a 3-minute break, refill our drinks, and get a little more energy into this?
Yes, we'll be back with more of the Brink of Sanity because Jason fucking cares.
I do. I fucking care. All right, we'll be right back, folks.
It's that special time of year, 'tis the season to give. But baby, I've got no money to buy you presents with. I try so hard to save, but I've got a shitty job. What can I say? Merry Christmas, I cooked you some noodles. Merry Christmas, I stole this spoon for you. Oh, Christmas, I wrapped up a hug, found a box for my love, 'cause it's all I got for you. Oh, listen to the story now, baby. Well, I get so discouraged by all the ads on TV. They say I gotta buy you diamonds to make sure that you still love me. Well, I am forever. Well, come on, baby, let me be your best friend. I'll give you the kiss that begins with C. Merry Christmas, I cooked you some noodles. Merry Christmas, you can have the rest of my French fries. Merry Christmas, I wrapped up a hug, found a box for my love, 'cause it's all I got for you. Oh, look at me spit on the floor now. Everybody's gonna try and tell you I'm cheap, but they don't know me like you do. I only work 3 days a week, but that's just more time than I can spend with you. Take it to the motherfucking bridge. Ooh, yeah. Merry Christmas, I cooked you some noodles. Merry Christmas, I don't need this scarf anymore, baby. You can have it, keep your neck warm. Christmas, I wrapped up a hug, found a box for my love. Come on, let's deck the halls. I tied a ribbon around my bones. I wrapped up a hug, found a box for my love.
I forgot to turn the microphone on. Ha! We're back.
Right on. How many straight shots? How many straight shots? I see your fucking evil cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it jumped up. It just jumped up and flew like both of its little kitty paws up in the signs of the fucking devil at you.
Well, I did do a really good sounding professional comeback, but I didn't have the microphone on, so I think that proves that.
Let's hear it. We all want to hear it. I would, for one, love to hear it. Let's go ahead and start with the rejoinder again as you come back.
No, I did an awesome fade out, and I was like, "Yeah, we're back."
Oh, you did a good fade out. I love doing a good fade out.
I know. I was proud of that fade out too. All right. Well, anyway, we're back. I think that fuck up proved that I drank enough during the 5 minutes we were off to liven up the show a little bit. So now it's time for Shitty Roommates Are Shitty. Because I have a never-ending supply of shitty roommates, and I just like filling everyone in on the saga of stupid and shitty roommates. Do you have roommates?
Yeah, but they're ones that I've been with for a really long time.
So by roommates, you mean like wife and kids?
Yeah. Which I have always said that a wife is a roommate that you just fuck. And that's you have to bear that in mind if you'd like to keep the relationship successful.
Right. It doesn't quite count, though, because they can't. Well, I guess they could get away with. I don't know if they can get away with more or less. They can get away with different shit. Let's put it like that.
They get away with shit like if their name was on the lease.
Yeah. But this guy, though, I went through a long rant on him last episode, and I thought the problems were over because I ended up getting my rent, and usually when you get the rent, then it doesn't matter. Now comes in. He says, "Hey, I moved in on the 2nd or 3rd of the month." I'm like, "All right, that's nice." He's like, "So I'm going to stay till January 2nd or 3rd." I'm like, "That's not quite the way renting an apartment works." He's like, I paid for 2 months." And I said, "Yeah, you paid for November and December." And he's like, "No, since I moved in on the 3rd, I'm staying till the 3rd. And I said, "Well, you're fucking not. I have a cat on my fucking shoulder while I'm telling the story, and it's very distracting." Anyway, he thinks he's staying until the 3rd of January, and there's going to be a battle.
Where is he currently?
He is currently at work, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there anything of his that you could get and bring in and that we could watch you maybe publicly destroy or pee on? Or
He has almost nothing in there. When I reset
he's looking for the bargain rent.
the modem's in his room, so when we were having technical difficulties before, I had to reset the modem in his room, and it's like almost empty. So that's the current update on Shitty Roommates Are Shitty. Stay tuned next week when he's out on the 1st, and I have a new shitty roommate, and I'm sure they will be completely shitty.
How awkward is that? Isn't that like breaking up like 5 or 6 times a year?
I fucking hate it. Well, the original thing was supposed to be somebody living for the whole year, but that didn't work out. Can't really get too much in detail on that because he has been on the show, so may also listen to the show. But that didn't work out, so now we've had a revolving door of fuck-ups. And I am kind of jealous of your married with kids situation now because you don't, at least you know what you're stuck with for the rest of your life.
It's a double-edged sword, my friend.
Is she still in hearing distance of the podcast?
Oh, she listens to all of them. No, she knows. I've said many a time that being married is having a roommate that you fuck. Mm-hmm. And having kids is something that I just wouldn't recommend on anybody because you can't kick them out. You really can't. Even if you could, you get investigated and they go through all your shit. You just...
See, now my problem is, though, I'm like fed up with this shit. So the lease is up in 5 months. So I'm saying hopefully the next person lasts 5 months. And then I move into a 1-bedroom. But when you move into a 1-bedroom with somebody you're dating, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to go. You can't get mad and go into another room. There is no other room. So
that's what being married is like, though. It doesn't matter how many rooms you have in the house.
Right. It's like you could storm out the door, but then you get to the end of the driveway and you realize, shit, I have nowhere to go. Who the hell am I fooling?
Yeah. Yeah. And even if I do go somewhere, I'm going to have to get my work clothes and it doesn't work. At least when you make the break, when you say goodbye to a motherfucker, unless they decide to come back and get some sort of revenge or stalk you, you can make a clean break.
Yeah, there's no way out of this one.
So it's you both know that he knows that you don't want him there at all.
Well,
yeah?
I mean, the agreement was end of the year anyway. This was just like a temporary thing to begin with. It's just now that he's pulling this shit. Yeah, I don't want him there at all. But I've just never heard of anything like that. It's not like a hotel where you stay for you pay for days you're here and days you're not. It's like I've never heard of anything like this in my entire life. Has anybody else had an experience even close to this, or do I just get all the fuck ups on the planet one after the other? Because there's been a lot of fuck ups, and it's not like it's the same thing over and over. It's people who say they're going to move my furniture to a new apartment, and then just don't move anything, and then I move into an empty room, and all my stuff is gone, and there's people who talk to pound puppies, and
you had someone that talked to pound, someone that actually had pound puppies.
Yes, had pound puppies, talked to pound puppies, left threatening notes on the pound puppy that if I ever touched the pound puppy, I would be physically hurt.
Oh, I'd have came all over those pound puppies.
Oh, we have an entire photo album of us torturing the pound puppy.
Oh, you're hilarious. Damn right. Yeah, leave me a note saying, "Oh, don't touch my pound puppies." Be like, lighten the fuck up, Francis. Check these out.
There's a photo of us boiling him in a pot. There's a photo of us with a knife to his neck. There's a photo of my roommate farting on him. There's at least 15 torture photos of the pound puppy. Because you can't find something like that and not do something like that.
I would have scoured the web and probably spent money I don't have to get some sort of rat pheromone that I could have spread on the pound puppy so he would constantly awaken to big giant male sewer rats just fucking the hell out of his little pound puppies.
Yeah, you've heard of the site Poop Send, right?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. They send a poop anonymously to wherever you'd like. And on the top, it says, to find out who sent this, go to the bottom of the bag. And it's a bag of shit. And when you go to the bottom, it's just a note saying, haha, we'll never tell. And the best thing about the site is that you get to choose what kind of poop you want. You can choose elephant poop, gorilla poop.
How do they
poop.
Authenticate this?
Then the price goes up depending on the poop. Because I think the monkey poop smells the worst. Also, it's the hardest to get, so it's the most expensive. But I'm starting to think this is going to be a good endeavor to start frequenting the site more often.
My mother did that a long time ago to a neighbor. Our next door neighbor, their German Shepherd Max, would constantly shit in our yard, and we would tell them, and they would be like, "Okay," and that was the end of it. So mom spent 3 or 4 weeks collecting Max turds, and then she had them mailed next door. Went and got this is before UPS and all that shit, Well, I mean, there was UPS, but this was back when you could still check a box that says "Bill me" on something that you were ordering through the mail.
Right, you could send whatever the hell you wanted in the mail.
Oh yeah, so she went and got the right box and everything, and put the dog shit in it, had it wrapped up all nice and legitimate and all that, and had it sent right to our next door neighbor. I mean, our houses were where we were next to each other, maybe fucking 40 feet apart.
That's awesome.
And sent it right over to her. And,
what was the aftermath of that?
Nothing. Mom was one that was just happy to have done it. She never had to say that was me that did it. And she would still sit and have coffee with Naomi, the next door neighbor lady, who I swear to God did say the phrase. I know this has been said a million times, but I saw my mom do a near spit take with coffee, hearing her talk about how she was backed up and she was given some suppositories, and they're so fucking big I can hardly swallow them. I had to have my mom explain to me that, why that was funny at the time because I was young. I just saw her. I could tell she's laughing like that's funny. I'm like, what's funny about that? I hate having to swallow a big pill. And no, it was, yeah. And then she's like, they put them in your butt.
I'm picturing a really stupid person actually trying to still swallow those.
Yeah, yeah. Or God forbid you think they're for your pee hole.
Oof.
Yeah, oof is right.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing for my pee hole.
Exactly. And until recently, I didn't even realize that was like even a thing. And
it is a thing.
Yeah, cockhole fingering. And there's even, I guess, sites where you can find people are using little tiny eraser-sized dildos on cockholes.
Dude, I don't know what sites you're going to, but that's not.
Oh no! Doug Stanhope brought this up in his whole bit about
that's
child
a good cover.
He talks about I've scoured the web for child pornography, and you can't find it. It's not out there. He goes, but I have seen cockhole fucking and cockhole fingering and cockhole dildery.
Not cool.
No, I know. I've had a catheter a couple times, and that was hideous. You know what I mean?
I can't see that feeling good at all.
Yeah, I really can't. I can't either. Not even in the not even on any kind of drug.
I can't even imagine any circumstance where I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do tonight.
Oh yeah, stick it in my cock.
I don't think there's any amount of ecstasy and alcohol I can mix to have that even pop into my head for a heartbeat.
No, I got a Tic Tac stuck in there once, and that was hideous. There's no way that I would ever want to have to deal with, trying to be erotic like that.
Minty P.
That was my stripper name, actually.
Minty P.
DP. But yeah, I do have to say that I on one hand, are you single still? Do you have a girlfriend right now?
I do. I have a live-in girlfriend who is probably on her way over to the apartment to yell at me for something that I did that I'm unaware of.
Ah.
Because that's what happens when you live with a woman, right?
I just kind of keep my head down and see, we've been married long enough now that we're at the point where you can almost just kind of get like old people do, and like one starts yelling at the other and you just go, "Wah!" and it's kind of over. Mm-hmm. You're still in the like, I still want to get laid stage and all that. So.
I've given up on that. I'm on the she's going out of town. What can I download? In the next 4 hours. Well,
there's that stage too. That's the lanolin stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
lanolin.
Actually, not lanolin. I was thinking of Lubriderm. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Lubriderm stage, not lanolin. Although lanolin wouldn't be bad.
So what's after that stage? You just give up completely, or?
Well, you get to the point like, okay, well, I know what it's like to fight with this person, and this actually, I'll be honest with everybody for the end of the year. You meet a woman, you get together with her, even if you marry her after you've been with her 20 fucking years, no matter what. I was with my wife 3 months. We got married.
3 months?
Yeah, we're coming up on 20 years now.
Holy shit. That's a really rare case.
I did a lot of drugs and drank back then.
That's usually a death sentence. Okay, go on.
Oh, but no, we just and we had kids and everything. And believe me, it's never been anything that was perfect or beautiful. It's been there's been horrible fights, because you do know the longer you stay with a woman, it is true, the more shit you find out about each other, and just the lower down and dirtier the fucking fights can get.
Right? Yeah, because then you can say those things that
really hurt.
It really hit home.
Right, but you meet somebody and you go through all that and you learn all this shit about each other, and you get to a point where you're like, well, do I want to stick around for all this shit anymore? And they're like, do I want to? And it's just a thing that happens where it's unspoken, just kind of happens. You fall into a bottle like I did during that explanation. Hold on.
Are you like draining a bottle during this story?
Yeah, I'm trying to kill this.
Did we open some old wounds?
No, because I'm trying to get across the point that I actually do. I love the hell out of my wife. Mm-hmm. Although there is not this would be the way to put it. I love my wife. I would actually. I know people say I'd take a bullet for shit all the time. That's a pet peeve of mine, because motherfucker, no, you wouldn't. It took me a long time to convince myself on each individual child if I'd take a bullet for them or not. You know,
It's like the second one, yeah. The first one, not so much.
Yeah, you know, because sometimes, they're all my kids. I love them all. No, sometimes you get a shitty kid. I got lucky. I got great kids. I did get lucky.
That is true. There is some bad seeds where you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
That second one, I don't know what happened. I raised him the same as the first, but he kind of sucks.
Well, that's the true of all second kids, though, because my second one's a little. My first one, Angel. Second one, kind of, not even the cleanest person in the world and everything. No, but I would take a bullet for my wife. I finally came to the conclusion I'd take a bullet for each and every one of the kids.
Now, I would take a bullet. It just depends where. If we're talking like the forearm, hell yeah, I'd take a bullet.
Oh, no, I'm talking about you're on your knees with it right there on your forehead taking it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a whole different story.
Taking the coolest scar ever. No, not that. I'd take him in the shoulder all day for my dogs. Somebody's going to shoot one of my dogs and be like, oh, no. And then, boom, I got another little calf tattoo type of thing. But, no, I'm talking about, like, right there, right between the eyes.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a whole different question. I don't know about that. That's, I don't believe in the afterlife, so that's a much heavier question. If you're like, yeah, I'm just going to go to heaven and everything's going to be awesome, yeah, it's not as bad of a question, but, I think
you're exactly right.
I think you're just worm food. So
yeah, I'm like, am I willing to just give up my experience, my ego, my everything that I am, and to let this person continue on with theirs? And all four of them I would. But that doesn't change the fact that at any given moment you can hate the fuck out of that person and just want to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't, and I guess that's marriage. So there you go. Marriage, it's all in a nutshell. Fuck you, Bill Cosby. You lied. You fucking lied.
That's what I got to look forward to. Great.
But it's not bad. I mean, come on, you've slept alone and everything, and that's fucking sucks. Anybody who's like, I like being alone and independent. No, you don't. You don't fucking like that.
631-676-1181. Give us your opinions on alone or not alone.
Yeah, give us a call. We have an actual real telephone number. I'm not used to working with that. Real telephone. Pick up your cell phone. If you can't open your cell phone and dial that and call in.
Well, is your call-in number like your actual phone?
Oh, no, our call-in, we just do Skype right now, but we're too chintzy to pay for the actual, call-in number you can use for a cell phone.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm all professional now. Bought a real call-in number.
I'm saying we don't have the we haven't done. For those of you that aren't aware of Brink of Sanity, this is their 312th episode.
88th.
88th episode.
I'm quitting on 100 because I fucking had it. I have 4 voicemails, but they're all from myself during SantaCon.
SantaCon. I've seen the pictures of SantaCon. How did that come about?
My friend sent me a link for SantaCon about 6 years ago, and it looked like the funnest thing ever. So I went to check it out, and it turned out to be the funnest thing ever. And so I've been doing it ever since. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically about 5,000 people dressed as Santa or like a holiday character, a reindeer or an elf or whatever, get together, get really rowdy, drink a shitload, and hang out for 12 to 15 hours. And it starts at 10 in the morning. In New York, it starts at 10 in the morning, and it goes until about 2 or 3 in the morning. My friend went to one in Boston, and since they have a dress code at every bar in Boston, they actually didn't let the Santas into any of the bars. So the bar crawl ended fairly quickly.
A dress code at the bars in Boston.
You have to wear a button-down shirt and dress shoes at probably 85% of bars in Boston.
I didn't realize there was such a large Hispanic population in Boston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's also a cover at all those bars, too.
I see. I see. That's a shame. There's a big part of me that believes if it's your property and you own it, you should be able to do what you want to. But then Yeah, I see some of the rules and regulations, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like a dress code for a bar.
Well, I can see a dress code at a bar, but not that dress code.
Not any.
I could see like, all right, you have to wear something other than like your underwear. Because if you have no dress code, like, you know, people might just show up naked. Because there's always going to be one asshole who ruins it for everyone else. So I can see having a dress code, just not a button-down shirt and dress shoes. Like, if you're fully clothed, I think that's a good dress code.
I would let them come in barefoot off the street with 1/4-inch thick, fucking 5 foot long yellowed toenails. It wouldn't matter. Bring them all in. The society within the bar will get together and weed out the people they don't want. It's like a nice little sociological experiment, America. Just get rid of your dress codes. No shirt, no shoes, no service. That's anti-American as hell.
See, it could be, but then there's also the other hand where you get shitheads that show up, and then other people show up and see the shitheads there, and then don't stay at your bar. So it could go either way.
But if those shitheads are paying good money, the same as the cool people would be, as a bar owner, I don't care as long as I've got a bar full, whether it be shitheads or nice young urban professionals.
See, for me, if I had enough money to start up a bar, I would have a dress code, but it would be a very specific dress code where, like, if you had the porcupine haircut, basically if you looked like anybody from the Jersey Shore, you would not be allowed in the bar. And if you dressed like a normal human being, you'd be allowed in the bar. Like, if you wore a hat, the hat would have to be worn at 0 or 180 degrees. Anything else, you would not be allowed in the bar. And that would be my strict rules. And
has anybody ever told guys to, when you wear your hat like that, it's like somebody shaved off one of your eyebrows. It just looks like a birth defect.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like you're too retarded to figure out how to wear a hat normally. And I just don't understand it. But a lot of people do it now. A lot. And I just don't understand it.
So all the stereotypes we're being media fed here in the Midwest are true?
Absolutely, 100% true. Yeah.
I see. And and do they actually make salsa there in New York City?
Do they make salsa?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But my main argument is that they actually have people like the people on the Jersey Shore here. They are real people. They do exist on the planet. They're not actors.
Yes.
I know a lot of people see that show and they're like, nobody acts like that. Because I don't know if you saw, there was a recent episode where a guy punched a girl in the face and knocked her out. And there really are people like that.
Was she just a poor listener?
I mean, she was an ugly skank, but, you know.
We get a lot of that face punching and stuff down around my parts, too, Jason.
What state are you in?
Hey, I'm in Illinois, Central Illinois. I'm smack dab in the middle of the Midwest.
Okay, I knew you were in the Midwest. I didn't know exactly what state.
We are notch 2 on the Bible Belt.
All right. How many? I mean, is it like kosher to do some girlfriend or wife beatings, or how does that work over there?
Well, you know, it's not. It's more considered just a way of correcting a domestic problem.
Uh-huh. Right. It's called an adjustment, not domestic abuse.
Yeah. Now you get around some of the more populated areas, they start to frown on that a little bit, and we blame that on you guys. Mm-hmm. But still, when you get out where the houses are few and far between, a little crack upside the head will keep the dinner warm. You know what I mean? Huh?
I said I was coming out at 5:15. Why aren't my mashed potatoes made?
Why ain't my plates on the table?
I like my beer cold, bitch.
Now, there you go. That's why I don't fit in. I always, from the age of whatever, my earliest memory, always, my dad, go get me a beer, Johnny. Go grab me a beer, Johnny. Bring your dad a beer, Johnny. I would run and get him a beer. And invariably, after I'd done it enough times, my mom would be like, "Are you getting him another one?" And then she'd be like, "Give me that." And she would shake it up as hard as she could and give it back and be like, "Take that one to him." And I'd run out to the garage with it and hand it to my dad, knowing that I was going to get my ass kicked because he'd open it and it would spray all over and he'd be like, "God damn it, you ran with this. I told you not to run with it. It shakes it the fuck up," and catch one upside the head. That kept me from, A, giving anybody one upside the head. I fucking hated that. And B, never ever have made my kids run me beers. Ever. And I've wanted to so bad because I'm fucking lazy as hell. And if I'm on the couch, now if it's the wife and I, and you may play this game with your girlfriend if she's a drinker as well, and we're basically beer drinkers, but we'll sit there and we'll finish our drink and want to get up and go get another one. But realize that the other person might be almost finished too. And when they get up, we can go, "Hey, grab me one as well." And sometimes it's turned into like a 20 or 30-minute waiting game when we could have just gotten up and got. We both are looking at each other's bottles knowing they're empty, but neither one will get up.
But then you're getting sober.
Yeah, but it's also a power play, so what are you going to do, you know?
Lazy versus sober. That's an argument for the ages.
Well, it's also... if I went the route that I should and just, start giving her a little correction here and there, then it'll be fine, but I swore off that, so. I mean, fuck yeah, there wouldn't be no waiting around for a goddamn bottle and everything if I could just fucking pop. What are you doing? Pop. And my favorite part of the guys that I do know that do that, really, it's not a stereotype. Those women think I fucked up.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant scam. It's a fucking brilliant scam. Oh, no, he wouldn't do that if I wouldn't fuck up. And I'm like, God, where do you come from? Where do you people fucking come from? Your mom must have been a dandy. But anyway, I digress. What were we talking about?
I think we were about to take one last break.
And then come back and wrap this up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. For the first time tonight, I looked at the chat room. I can't do that. It throws me off. It makes me unable to speak. If I was ever in a debate or given a speech anywhere, somebody could flash something to read up in front of me, and it would complete. I could never use cue cards ever.
When the chat room was moving faster earlier, I was getting real distracted too. It's this is what happens when you have I would call our podcast budding podcasts. I guess when you're used to the bigger following, it's kind of like whatever. But
you know what? No, I think it's because if you ever listen to those, they really don't fucking pay attention.
Well, that's true too.
They've got a couple people taking care of it for them and shit that they keep an eye out for, I think. But I'd like to take care of each and every one of you out there, and I know Jason feels the same way. He loves you. We both really do. We really care. This time's going to be different, right, Jason?
Absolutely.
This time is different. I mean, you kind of made us do that. I mean, I know we
do what is what the listeners want. People wanted me to drink more, and I just downed a quarter liter of Morgan. So we do take requests.
Can we talk about a little scotch and cocoa when you come back?
Yes, we absolutely can.
Can we? All right.
Yes.
Well, cool. Then I'm gonna take a lead. How do you lead out of your breaks, Jason?
I'm gonna play one song, and as soon as that song's over, we're back.
How long do I have?
You have 6 minutes.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm playing one long one. This is a cover, but it is my favorite band doing a cover of a great song. So check it out. And we'll be back in 6 minutes. Right? You got anything else? No? All right. We're doing a break. I remembered to turn my mic on this time. All right, we're back. I think we're back. Are you back, John?
Oh yes, I'm back.
We're back.
Can I share something from the break?
Yeah, please do.
During the last segment, I rambled on horribly, uncomfortably, and incoherently about what it's like to be married.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say we had a little discussion about that over break, and it ended with me saying, I fucking said I'd take a bullet for every one of you there. So, yeah, that's being married.
I think that's, you really can't argue with that.
No. She whips, what she does is she keeps a little tiny, like, have you seen the big margarine tubs that you can get at the store? Big tubs of margarine.
Like the I can't believe it's not butter things.
Yeah, there you go. Or Country Crock is one.
Yeah, okay.
She keeps a Country Crock fucking tub next to her full of D batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And when she gets mad, she whips them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I dodged a couple D batteries. I'm screaming. I said, I'd take a fucking bullet for you. And then we made out for a couple seconds, and I came back in. So that's being married.
Oh, so what was she actually mad about?
Oh, nothing. The fact that her life didn't turn out the way it should have.
Oof. Okay.
See, the laughter. The laughter is to show that's a joke, everybody. She's perfectly happy with me.
Wow. 631 676 1181. Right? That's the number? Yes. 676 1181.
Everybody's head. You can't see that?
I'm so afraid that I'm going to give out like me or my girlfriend's number when I do that. I almost did.
Hilarious.
But yeah, no, that's the number to call in. So if you have any relationship stories, shitty roommate stories, want to argue with us about how you think the Rolling Stone top 100 albums of the decade is awesome.
Who's the top 10?
Top 10? Well, every single article about music has to have Radiohead as number one. I don't know why, but that seems like the default rule. For me, a Radiohead album is 45 minutes of whining. I can't do Radiohead. I like one song by Radiohead. And number two is The Strokes. I like The Strokes. I like the album they picked. Whether I'd say it's the number two album of the entire decade is questionable, but at least it's a decent album. Don't remember the rest. I remember number 7 was the Eminem album. Jay-Z, I think, was number 6. What album that was, I think, is irrelevant. I think it was the album where he talked over the Annie soundtrack, which is just so brilliant. I never thought of that. And, a bunch of other crap. Like I said, there's a lot of good albums out there. There's a lot of good stuff that came out this decade. And a lot of it isn't even in the top 100, so I don't know what they're doing. Although the Robert Plant, Alison Krauss album was on there, so I'll give them props for that. But, there was a lot of stuff that was missing that I...
Like what? What would you say was missing?
I would say there was about 2 Black Rebel Motorcycle Club albums that were missing.
You would put 2 in the top 2 by the same artist in the top 10.
No, I'm talking about top 100.
Oh, I thought we were talking top 10.
No, I'm just saying the entire list in general. It needs the Dandy Warhols, the Brian Jonestown Massacre, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. It had the Black Keys, but I think only one of their albums, and it wasn't one of their best ones. And I don't know. It was just a mess. It was just a mess in general.
I don't know. There.
Are you still hearing me?
You're breaking up real bad, but you're still there.
Okay. Somebody in the chat room, please just type in if you can hear me, because everything sounds great on my end. So I don't know.
Maybe it's just my end. You all of a sudden started breaking up like you did in the very beginning.
Is it fine now?
No, it kind of keeps sliding in and out.
Kind of sucks, huh?
Well, it's just that I can't. I would let it go thinking it might be just my problem, but I can't understand what you're saying.
Well, that could be a problem when we're having a conversation.
Maybe that's the rum.
It could be the rum. Anybody? Oh, I think it is on.
It's your internet. You just you're not broadcasting anymore. You just kicked off.
Awesome. That is just awesome. It looks like it is now back. Correct? Are we back now,
I'm
folks?
just happy that, God damn it, it wasn't me this time it was happening to. That's horrible, man.
We're having a storm, and apparently rain. It's not even a lightning or snow. Apparently rain affects the internet here, which is just ridiculous. But we're back, right? Everything's fine now? You or anybody in the chat room, just type we're good to go.
We might, if you want me to understand you, you probably have to send me an instant message. Oh, wait, no, you're back there on Ustream. There you are.
Yeah, no, I think everything's fine now, right? You can hear me?
Ooh, I can. Try it again.
Yeah, people in the chat room hear me?
Ooh, I can hear you.
We're good, right? We're good? I see fucking 18 people here. One person type, I can hear you. God damn it. Fine. I don't care. You know what? I don't care. I'm just going to keep going because you know what? It sounds fine from here and I can record from here. So on the iTunes feed, it's going to sound fine. So you know what? Fuck you guys. It sounds fine.
It sounds pristine.
Good.
16.
I was, I watched entertainment. I think it was entertainment. Whatever NBC has in the place of actual real news, on like during the day, everyone for an hour decides to not have real news and they have bullshit news. Have you noticed this? Is it that way in the Midwest?
From what I get for what okay,
oh, it's all choppy now.
Yeah, went choppy. I mean, in the Midwest, TMZ to me is I guess a worse show morally, but yeah, ET. It's been around forever, and it's just horribly produced, and it's for the elderly crowd that also like their Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Well, I watched it 2 days ago. And they were going over Brittany Murphy's death, which I think every channel was doing.
Wouldn't kick her out of bed for being dead. No,
it's still good to go, I guess. But they said they had exclusive research that they did. They got the scoop on Brittany Murphy. They did some in-depth research. And,
or on a scoop of Brittany Murphy?
Well, they said you have to wait until after the commercial to, to find out. So then they make you wait 3 or 4 minutes. And then they come back. You can hear me fine, right? Yes, you can hear me okay?
I just did there.
Okay.
Maybe
just making sure.
If you just would go, can you hear me, can you hear me, can you hear me all the way through, it would work.
What it only works on like the third. Can you hear me?
You'll be good for a while, and then all of a sudden you'll just break up. But
fucking rain! Stop raining out! God damn it! You know what? It's probably just the kitten like gnawing on the internet wire. But I'm gonna blame it on the rain.
You know what? Like I said, stick about a pencil about 3/4 of the way up that kitten's butt, and you won't hear from it for an hour.
I'm gonna just make a kitten kebab. I think we're okay though. We lost 12 viewers, but I think we're okay now. Anyway, it was Entertainment Tonight, and they got this scoop on Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy.
They did some in-depth research, and they said they found her lost movie. So apparently, she did a movie that nobody heard of, Spun. Which wait, are you okay? I heard myself echoing. Hello.
Brittany Murphy's lost movie.
Yeah, we're okay? Are we okay? What's going on over there?
Yeah, on my end, you're breaking up horribly. I can't hear you. Everybody else may. Oh, no, you're not broadcasting on Ustream anymore either, man.
I hate this show. I quit. I
guess we bury our cables just a little bit deeper out this way, don't we, Jason?
Oh, my God. Everything looks fine over here.
I'm doing this from an iPhone at the Kmart.
How am I hearing you completely fine? Why is this happening?
Because I'm hearing you fine right now. So what is off? Maybe it's got to be something you stream then.
Maybe it is Ustream. I don't know.
One of them is fucking you up because all of a sudden you just start sounding like a Simon machine that doesn't work anymore. Like the batteries are low.
Okay.
And Ustream keeps kicking you too. You know what I mean? It keeps dropping you.
Yeah, on my end it only said that one time.
No, you're back on now.
All right. Well, I'll continue. You know what? The show's almost over anyway. So anyway,
it is, and this is gold right now. This is stuff that's best of.
They said they found Brittany Murphy's lost movie, which was Spun, which I watched about 2 weeks ago anyway, and it's not really lost. It's right on Netflix, and it's not hard to find. And that's all. That was their entire research. They said Brittany Murphy made this movie Spun. I was like, okay. And apparently she's a drug addict in the movie, so that was their research. I guess they were concluding that she died because of drugs, and she played a druggie in the movie, so she was portraying
her life.
Her life.
Yes.
But that was their exclusive, only on Entertainment Tonight research. The fact that Spun is a movie. So
they even managed to prove it then.
Spun is a movie, yeah. So I guess you can't argue with that kind of research. Yeah.
But how, they're just, I don't know if that makes them the worst. They're all like that. Anything you see on Eeyore, anything you see on Eeyore, or any of it. Oh, I'm breaking up now.
I hear you fine.
No, all of everything, TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, and all that, they're all shit. They all do the same thing. They'll spend 5 days of building you up that they have some great big secret story, and it's not. Because you know what? And if you are, I'm a little ashamed, Jason, because if you've ever watched A Christmas Story, it's just like when Ralphie got his fucking Annie decoder ring in the mail and ran to the bathroom to decode the secret message to help Annie, and it was a fucking commercial. I mean, that is, if you're watching Entertainment Tonight, first of all, maybe you ought to move out here. And secondly, I've got attention deficit syndrome, so I don't know what secondly was, but butterflies.
Butterflies? Okay.
Yeah.
That was a bad remake of a Chili Peppers song.
Oh, it was too. You know what? Actually,
do you know the original Chili Peppers song?
Do you like the Chili Peppers? Since you know that,
I do.
Okay, tell me what you think of One Hot Minute.
Okay, that's the worst Chili Peppers album of them all. So that was a loaded question.
I agree. I don't think it's the best of all time, but I really appreciate it for what it is, a complete departure.
Really? That's the only Chili Peppers album I don't own.
I'm a big Jane's Addiction fan, too. So that's where I just like the influence. And I really, P and a couple of other little outtakes from that fucking album, they're fucking hilarious. It's great. I thought it was great.
I saw Perry Farrell live, and it was him alone in front of a keyboard.
Oh, you don't want that.
Talking about how aliens are real. And
it said Jane's Addiction, not Perry Farrell.
No, it said Perry Farrell, but I figured he would at least do Pats or Been Caught Stealing. There was 0 songs. It was just him talking with a synthesizer. And it was one of the worst things I've ever heard.
You know, he goes to synagogue every week.
I'm sure he does.
No, he does. Barry Farrell does. His name is actually a play on the word peripheral.
He also shares the last name of one of the most overrated comedians of all time.
I'm gonna have to agree. I like the awkward comedy concepts that Will Ferrell tries to push forward, but as they became more popular, he way overdid them.
Will Ferrell fans, is there any hardcore Will Ferrell fans? I would like to hear from you. I would like you to explain yourself.
They're the ones who will quote to you from dog show sketches that he did with Molly Shannon on SNL.
631-676-1181. Why is Will Ferrell not the most overrated comedian of our generation?
Oh, because Dane Cook is. Come on. And I think Dane Cook, I fucking have laughed at his shit. His delivery is impeccable. But Dane Cook is the most overrated comedian. Seriously, the way he sells shit out and everybody goes crazy. Ugh.
Really?
Oh, you're a Dane Cook fan?
I'm not a Dane Cook. I mean, his movies are atrocious, but one or two of his comedy albums are actually really funny.
Oh, I agree. I agree they are funny, but a lot of his shit he did rip off.
Okay, but
I mean, it's a lot of it, but his delivery is really decent with it. So I just, but
so
I
he
think
has some funny shit with some funny delivery. Now, explain why Will Ferrell is better than Dane Cook.
Oh, he's not. No, I'm not saying that at all. No.
That's why I'm making the case that Will Ferrell's the most overrated.
Oh, okay. No, Dane Cook is because Will Ferrell, I don't think, could sell out a theater in the round, but Dane Cook can. And I think as far as having earned that from your craft, that overshadows it just a little bit on Dane's end. So Dane is more overrated because he's bigger. Dane Cook is bigger than Will Ferrell. I mean, I'll guarantee you, whatever shitty movies that you've seen that Dane Cook has done, he made more in them than Will Ferrell probably did in Land of the Lost.
Really?
No, I'm talking out my ass, man. You're supposed to back me up.
No, I think Will Ferrell has made more shitty movies than Dane Cook has.
Oh, he has. Dane Cook hasn't. I think Dane Cook as an actual comedian. See, now, first of all, Will Ferrell is like a sketch. Will Ferrell's not a stand-up.
He's not, but he's a comedian. And
considered a comedian like that? It's very hard for me because for me, I've always the biggest overrated stand-up comedian that I know of is Dane Cook. Oh, you know what? I take that back. Even I'm sorry. Bill Engvall. Ugh.
Okay, now you're talking a little more realistic. I would go the cable guy.
Dane Cook's in there. Ugh.
I would go the cable guy. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's hard because these everything's blended in because people do stand up, but then they do a TV show or they'll do movies. That's why I said comedian in general. Because everyone seems to want to be a little bit of everything now. If you're just talking about stand-up, I'm going to go Larry the Cable Guy.
Most overrated stand-up, I have to go with Bill Engvall. Because you know what? Larry the Cable Guy has actually made me laugh. Bill Engvall has never.
Really?
All Bill Engvall has ever done is make me want to go grab my wife's Country Crock fucking butter tub full of D batteries and whip them at the TV.
What did Larry say that was humorous?
It was just one of his.
He had more than one line that you even.
Yeah, it was one of his. It was the first blue collar comedy tour that they played the fuck out of on Comedy Central.
Can we be friends? I don't even know.
Well, that was actually in the movie theaters too, Jason.
Well, so was Medea Goes to Jail. I'm not going to condone that either.
But no, there was just a couple of things. He has some crude wit, and there was a couple of things he said that were actually fairly clever. And like, well, the whole blue collar thing, that was Jeff Foxworthy, Ron White, Larry the Cable Guy, and Bill Engvall. And out of all of them, the two that were funny were probably Ron White and Bill Engvall. And Ron White, hey, overrated in my book too. He's really gone downhill. But you know, if you want to go overrated, Jerry Seinfeld. If you want to go overrated, yeah, Dane Cook still. George Carlin, overrated as fuck. George Carlin. Okay, we get it. You can say fuck. That's cool.
I'll give you George Carlin.
Lewis, we get it. You're crazy. Jerry, we get it. You're Jewish. Dat fan, we get it. You go too far.
Margaret Cho.
I actually, you know what? When Margaret Cho first hit the scene, she was funny.
No, I disagree.
Her first round of bits that you saw played everywhere.
I disagree.
I thought that some of that was halfway decent.
Her first round of bits was just saying, "My mom talks in a Chinese accent. It goes like this. Why you do that?" And that was her entire album.
But she switched it up. She also did her brother, because they were brought up out there in Southern California. They didn't have the accent. And her brother became a born-again Christian. So he's like, so, Margaret. And she did that too. So she made fun of white people and made fun of herself.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it really was.
False.
But you know what? If it was, I would like to see Margaret Cho versus Dane Cook on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And with fake points, we'll decide who was funnier. Drew Carey was funny as a stand-up. I hated the Drew Carey show and shit.
I want to see Margaret Cho versus Kevin Meaney versus the Asian guy from Last Comic Standing, and we just have the all I talk like my parents comedy standoff.
Kevin Meaney. Kevin Meaney was horrible too.
You guys are talking like a crazy person.
That's just not right.
Those were his two jokes. My mom goes, "That's just not right. You guys are talking like a crazy person." Boom.
But he did do a voice. He did the voice of Filbert's mom on Rocco's Modern Life when Rocco was going to marry the cat doctor on Rocco. For those of you familiar with the show.
Well, he wasn't the voice of Filbert. So
Kevin Meaney's voice through the whole thing, going, "Cats and turtles living together. That's just not right."
So it was his mom's skit just with cats and turtles.
Yeah, pretty much.
The range that guy has is just unbelievable.
Too. I mean, you don't see that in cartoons anymore. Even the Boondocks. They don't get that racist in the Boondocks.
That's true. Racist cartoons are underrated.
So Gilligan's Island racism is pretty underrated too. All Japanese people wear glasses like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jerry Lewis.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show.
I would like to thank you for having me, Jason. I've had a very excellent time for my day after Christmas. You cured my post-Christmas lockdown. Thank you.
Other than the hour of technical difficulties, I think this went very well.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, aside from every once in a while it sounding like you were on the dark side of the moon. Not bad.
Well, thank you everyone who put up with this bullshit.
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. Check this out. This one you can find on iTunes. Tell them where, Jason.
Just type in Brink of Sanity on iTunes. It shows up right in the podcast section. Hit that subscribe button because we do a show every week and there's different guests and there's good shit.
And they're usually pretty goddamn entertaining. The last time I really stopped by and checked out the show, Jason was partaking in a treat that I did not know existed, and that was a little bit of hot chocolate and scotch.
You know what? I didn't know it existed either because I actually blacked out during that show.
He does not remember drinking it, and you can tell if you go back and watch it. It's still up here on Ustream too.
Yeah, I started recording my Ustream endeavors.
He did not take the spoon out of the cup. And I'm waiting the whole time, like any of you who watch it will. I'm like, I don't want to see him blind himself, but a good eye poke and then hot cocoa and scotch in the lap wouldn't be bad. But he didn't. He fucking maintained in a blackout. And for that, I salute Jason McKenna of the Brink of Sanity.
There's also brinkofsanityshow.com. We have stuff going on the forums. You can get the pretty much full show archive on there. A few other, photo galleries and shit. I try and update it as much as I can, which isn't, it's I update it. Whatever. Just go to it.
It's a good thing that we don't have to count on each other to do a show every week, Jason. That's what I like about you.
Well, I do a show every week. I don't necessarily update the website every week, but there is a show pretty much every week. I've done this show the show started about...
Back in 87.
No, less than 2 years ago. I would say 22 months ago, and there is 88 episodes. So it's almost every week. And randomassradio.com, right?
Yeah. And you can find us on here. You can't find us. You can find our marker on iTunes, but you can't quite find us there yet until I guess I shell out some more fucking money to the interwebs.
Get the fuck on iTunes, man.
I know. Hey, like I said, there is a little place mark for us there. You can find our place mark. You just can't get any of our shit. This one you can find a download though. And please do, because Jason's a great friend of the show and a good guy and pretty fucking funny if you can keep him sober for 10 minutes.
I was on 2 episodes, actually.
Yes, you've called in. You co-hosted one, and we're always we would say friend of the show, Jason McKenna.
I don't remember what episode I hosted. I think
it was the one where we talked about comedians, actually.
Yeah.
The show, yeah.
All right, so. You know what? You got a treat right now. We're going to premiere the goodbye song. We opened up with the hello song.
Cool.
We got the goodbye song coming on right now. So
thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. This is the end.